Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my easy, everyday, flawless makeup routine. I feel like I've really perfected my new favorite makeup and it's perfect for the summertime or anytime for that matter. It's glowy, it's easy, it's effortless, and I'm going to walk you guys through every single step and what I do, what products I use. So without further ado, let's get right into this tutorial. Okay, starting off with skin prep, the most important thing is what you're putting underneath your makeup. And my go-to combo lately, especially for the summertime, has been something that's sheer, lightly tinted, yet glowy and lightweight. You don't want to be wearing anything super heavy on your face. So I've been loving my Ulta MD UV clear tinted sunscreen. This is what I use on the daily, even if I'm not wearing makeup or even if it's the winter time. It's my favorite sunscreen. And then I've been pairing it with the Say Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow. I know that they have like a more bronzy tinted version too, which I kind of want to try, but I just go ahead with about 1 to 2 pumps and I go all over my face. What's nice about this is that you can also use it as a highlighter underneath your makeup, like just on your cheekbones or wherever you want to add a little glow. Keep in mind I've already done my skincare earlier this morning, so this is kind of just what I do right before I actually go ahead and put any products on my face. But I highly recommend you guys wait like at least 10 minutes before you apply makeup on your face after doing skincare, just to let the products like really sink in. Next, I'm going in with 1 pump of the UV Clear. I love that this one has such a sheer tint. It really kind of gives you a nice subtle bronze. This one also in particular is meant to help with anybody who has acne. As you can tell, I have blemishes. I've been dealing with acne and now mostly hyperpigmentation, and I spoke a little bit about it in a recent video, just like my skin journey and how I deal with my acne. You guys, full transparency, I started to do my foundation and then I realized that I skipped a step. Further speaking on blemishes and redness, if you struggle with rosacea, I highly recommend you guys get a color corrector. I only recently started doing this, but I think it's making a difference. I don't know if it's like in my head, but I really do think it helps calm down the redness and makes the foundation look a lot nicer on. As you can tell, I have pimples, mostly scars, and what really bothers me is when it shows through my foundation, and then it doesn't really look good when I put on like contour and blush because I have so many scars exactly where I apply those products. So I've been taking the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's just a color corrector. You can honestly get any sort of green color corrector. I just apply it on the spots that are super red or inflamed, and this just really helps with giving you a more flawless base if you have acne. And I'm just taking a little buffing concealer brush. This is the Ulta Beauty Buffing Concealer 31 brush. I have been dealing with hormonal acne for over a year now, and the biggest lesson I've learned is, honestly, as cliche and as cheesy as it sounds, is just to love yourself through it, because no matter how much makeup you put on, if you don't learn how to kind of work with it and accept it for what it is, you're never gonna like how you look. And it has been a self-love journey, to say the least. So already I look like Shrek right now. Color corrector is on my face. Now we can actually go in with the foundation. Now I am the #1 biggest fan of this foundation. I used to hate foundation. I never wanted to wear it. I just thought it would always be cakey, so I would literally wear concealer as foundation. I would put it all over my face and I was like, this is not cutting it out anymore. My mom put me on this foundation and ever since I have never ever left its side. It is the Dior Face and Body Backstage Foundation. I am in the shade 1.5 Neutral. I honestly might have to get a darker shade soon just for the summertime because I'm gonna get tan. I'm not there yet, but I will be. And I like to place it on the back of my hand and warm it up first. I just find that this comes on a lot nicer once you blend it out. It's such a creamy, smooth foundation. I am obsessed with it. I'm literally obsessed with it. I don't think there's anything more perfect on this earth. It's still good coverage. It's buildable, but it's lightweight. So if you want just a light layer of foundation, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. I find it lasts so long as well. This is the, oh my god, you guys, the name is like completely, I've been using this for so long. I'm pretty sure this is an e.l.f. foundation face brush. If not, I'm sure you can get something similar at like Sephora or Real Techniques. I'm just buffing it out as so. I used to only use a beauty blender as my form of blending out my makeup. I was so against brushes too. I don't know why. I was so stubborn when I first started using makeup. I was like, no, my way or the highway. Now, as I've been playing around with makeup for a little bit longer and I learn more things, brushes are just the way to go, especially when you know which brushes to use. It makes such a huge difference in your face. Of course, I still use my beauty blender from time to time just to seamlessly blend everything together. I'm never hating on brushes again. I'm just taking the residue off my hand and blending it into my forehead. This is where I go the lightest because I really don't like when it gets too cakey on my forehead, and I feel that's where it's the easiest to get cakey. Let me know if you guys are more of a beauty blender user or a brush user. This is the most important thing, okay? It's really easy to forget to blend over here, and then when you turn to the side in the wrong lighting, you'll look a little crazy. So make sure you're dragging all of your product into your jaw so it's not just like a harsh line, because I've had my moments, babe. I've had moments and it's not a good look. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in with a little bit of concealer and just spot conceal the blemishes, but honestly, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I think the color corrector did a fairly good job. Now, if you're a beginner to makeup and you don't know what order of products you should do, it's always cream products first and then powder products. Just think of the powder products as a way to set the cream in place. Next, we're gonna go in with cream contour. Now, my two favorite cream contours are these two products. They lean on more the bronzy warm tone side just because I prefer that look, especially for the summertime. If you want to create shadow, you definitely want to go for a more cooler, almost grayish toned contour. I just love me a good bronzy look. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in light medium, and this I have been using for so freaking long. I've gotten so many of these. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze Color in the shade Bondi Bell. And what's really nice is that it's dual-ended, so it comes with a little buffing brush if you're on the go. I personally don't use the brush, I use my own brush. But today I'm gonna go with the Makeup by Mario contour. This is the Real Techniques, I believe it's the 200 brush. Notice how dense it is, it's really compact. So I just go ahead and dab it into the product. I start at my ear and kind of concentrate the product first at the very top, and then I start to blend it out more into my cheek. And already that's giving such a nice dimension to my face. See that? Look at that. Ooh, gorge. I'm literally obsessed with this. It's so smooth and creamy. I love cream products. I mean, powder products are nice and all, but girl snatch, look at the difference. Ready? I mean, cute, but damn. Now to the other side. I don't know why I just tapped it. You girl, it's not powder yet. And just really making sure you take your time to blend that out, because look at that. If I left it like that, I'd look a little crazy. I would look a little crazy. And you know what? I'm not a professional at makeup. I have had times where I probably left the house looking a little crazy, but you live and you learn, okay? Okay, now for my forehead contour, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. This is a lot darker and a lot more of a liquid contour, I would say. Definitely go really light-handed with it because a lot can come out. So I just go like 3 dots or a swipe of a line, depending which product I'm using to contour my forehead. The points on which you apply contour really just depend on what you want to do to your face. I have a bigger forehead, like it's longer, so if I apply contour slash bronzer up here, it'll give the appeal that it's a little shorter. It also gives like that nice, I just was under the sun for 2-3 hours appeal. But if you have a wider face, you want to focus it more on the sides. Just seamlessly blending that out, and I am bringing it down to the sides just to give it that nice all-around look. Now, my favorite thing to do is to take any cream bronzer and lightly apply it to the outer edges of my brow slash eyes. It just gives you that like snatched effect. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Nude Stick bronzer that I mentioned earlier, and this brush from Ulta Precision Foundation Brush number 12. So I'm just gonna go ahead and concentrate it up here, right at the tail of my brow, and then kind of drag it into my eye or like sweep it across my lid. It's kind of like a lazy girl eyeshadow. I can't do eyeshadow for the life of me. I guess I haven't tried that well, but I just don't do it on the daily or ever, to be honest. So just putting bronzer on my lid, it does the job for me, to say the least. Also, my hair is kind of slaying today. A little moment for the hair. Okay, it's time for the nose. You can honestly take the same bronzer or contour that you were using all over your face, but I'm gonna go ahead with the Milk Makeup Sculpt Stick in Toasted. This is what I was talking about. It's a little bit of a cooler gray toned shade. I do a little bit here at the tip to kind of lift the nose, here to give it that button nose effect, and then on the sides to kind of just slim it. Taking the same color corrector brush, I'm gonna try and not get some green on my nose, and just buffing that out. And then I'm gonna drag the sides up into my brow bone. I actually don't know why I do this. I've just seen other girls do it, and I don't know. I guess it gives a good look. My biggest tip for makeup, blend. Blend more than you think you need to, because you would rather be maybe a little too blended to the point where it's not there anymore than unblended. Okay, trust me. Trust me. All right, now we're actually done with contour. It's time for my favorite part, you guys. I am a blush fanatic. I have so many blushes, and you're gonna see my blush process right now, and you're gonna be like, girl, that's way too many. You do not need that many blushes. Yes, I do. And you know what? It lasts all day, so I don't want to hear it. And that's exactly what you want in the summertime. You want your makeup to last all day. Starting off with the Patrick Ta cream and powder blush in Not Too Much. I am obsessed with this. My mom gave it to me because she didn't want it anymore. And I was like, you know what, girl? It's mine now. I hit pan on it. I'm obsessed with it. I only really use the cream part, but I do love the powder shade itself as well. I just have other products that I prefer over this one. The cream, oh my God. Incredible consistency. I am obsessed with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush I used for my contour. I just find that way it kind of melts everything together much nicer. And it has that residue from the contour already on the brush. I'm just dabbing it lightly. This is a super concentrated blush as well, so you want to be kind of careful with it. I'm starting just a little bit above the bronzer and buffing it out. This blush blends out insanely well, and it just gives such a nice rosy sun-kissed look. I love her. I love her so much. And then I'm gonna take the excess product and go over the bridge of my nose just for that sun-kissed look. It is summertime after all. Doing the same. Now this is a new favorite product of mine. I just recently started using it. Is the Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint. This is in the shade Chill. It is waterproof, and it is the coolest thing ever. It's literally jelly. Like, it looks like the Blow Pops. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That's like such a childhood thing, but I can't remember. But I don't know, it kind of looks like candy to me. Now this, because it is a stain, it stains. Like my finger right here, she's gonna be like that for the rest of the day. So when applying this, you wanna be really, really careful. And instead of going directly on your face and not having much control over the application and the blending, I go ahead with a stippling brush. This is just from Elle. It is literally called the Putty Blush Brush. And I just go ahead and same application process. And it is such a gorgeous pink. Like, I'm looking at it right now as I'm applying it. I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God, I love it so much. Woo! It is the perfect summer blush, especially because it's a stain. Like, you can wear this to the pool, the beach, maybe you're sweating all day. She's gonna stay in place. And I can attest to that because it is so hot in New York. By the end of the day, I will have sweated, I will have run around, I will have looked like I took a bath, but this blush will still be in her place. Now, final cream blush. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Pink Gasm. This, I have mixed feelings about. It is a gorgeous shade, and I'll show you guys right now on my hand. So beautiful, so shimmery, literally like the most glowy, a little bit of a gold tint to it, I would say. The only problem is it does not blend in well, and as soon as you apply it, it sticks to your face. So I'm gonna take my same brush and I'm gonna apply it on my hand first, and this way I have control over how much goes on my face. And this is super pigmented too, so you really don't need a lot, and I highly advise against applying it directly on your face first. But the glow is insane, and the color pigment of this blush is so beautiful. Already I have a little shimmer going on. This is in combination with the Say. Literally stunning, so beautiful. Yeah, 3 blushes might be a little crazy, and this is only the cream. We still have powder, but you can never have too much blush. I don't know. Is blush blindness worse, or is bronzer blindness worse? I feel like bronzer blindness is worse. Also, I find that the crazier you look after applying all your blushes, the better, because as the day goes on, your makeup naturally is gonna start to fade a little bit, even if you have like something as powerful as a stain. Upon application, even if you look a little much with the blush, it'll start to fade out to like a really nice, perfectly applied blush, if that makes sense. Now it's time for concealer. This is another one of my favorite products of all time. I have tried many different concealers, but I always come back to this one, and it is the Kosas Revealer Concealer in 1.5C. Now, the application of your concealer really matters in how your eye is going to look, so I like to apply just a little bit right there, and then a tiny swipe at the edge, and this is gonna lift my face. I also find that if you go too heavy-handed with the concealer, it's just gonna be hard to blend out, and it's gonna look really cakey, so a little goes a long way. Now I'm going in with the Hourglass. I believe this is just the concealer concealer brush, concentrating it and dragging it down a little bit. Also on the side of my nose to kind of help sculpt it further, dragging it out. And already you can see that like line is lifting my face so nicely, especially in combination with the bronzer that we applied on my lid. It's giving snatched. It's gorgeous. Yes, it's a harsh line, but we're gonna fix it, I promise. If you struggle with creasing underneath your eyes, I also highly recommend placing your concealer a little lower on your eye. I'm not really doing that right now, but that way when you blend the concealer, you can focus on dragging it up and having less product directly underneath your crease, as opposed to having too much product and then it's gonna easily crease. I don't even know what I'm saying. I can't really explain. And just making sure that's nicely blended out. This is one of my favorite brushes, by the way. The hype around the hourglass brushes is very valid. Now to set my under eye, we're gonna go in with the Kosas pressed powder in, it's either Airy or Cloud Set. And I'm first gonna take my little powder puff and lightly dab it, and then go in with my beauty blender to first blend out any creases that may have just occurred. And I do this right before I go in with that powder. Now I'm gonna finish concealing in just a few other spots. I'm gonna do a little bit on my chin, next to my nose where I get a little bit of redness, a little bit in between my brows. Now before we bake, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my powder bronzer. I'm using a lot of Kosas products today, but I really do love them a lot. I'm going in with the Kosas bronzer in Sun Show, Waves. I don't know, there's two names. This is such a light bronzer that's so nicely buildable, and it has a really nice shimmer to it, which is gorgeous for the summertime. Now if you don't want shimmer in your bronzer, I also have been loving the NARS bronzer. This is in Laguna. I'm just taking a smaller, more precise brush. This is the BK Beauty 112 brush, and it's a little bit angled as well, which is really, really nice. I find that using too big of a brush, especially for your cheek bronzer, can make it a little splotchy, and I like to really be concentrated with the brush, or with the bronzer, sorry. Again, I know it looks a little crazy right now, especially because it's a little unblended where the concealer and blush are, but trust me, it will be fixed. And then I'm gonna go ahead with a bigger brush. This is the BK Beauty 104 brush, and it's like a little tapered, which is nice. And I'm just gonna loosely apply it to my forehead and the rest of my face. I kind of just go light-handed with it. Oh my god, it's so hot in my apartment, help. Whew. Now I'm gonna take the Huda Beauty loose setting powder. This is in Cherry Blossom Cake. I'm gonna just apply a good amount to the cap. I don't know why they changed the packaging. I honestly prefer the original packaging of this setting powder. Whatevs. And I'm gonna get a good hefty amount on my powder puff, because this is when we're gonna kind of lightly bake. And I'm gonna drag it against my nose on the edge of my eyes to give that lifted effect underneath my contour and bronzer and create that nice sharp line. Look at that, goddamn. And then whatever excess powder I have on the puff, I'm just gonna set in my forehead, my T-zone, just getting rid of any excess oil. Now while we wait for that to bake, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my eyes. I keep it really simple. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't do any eyeshadow. The most I'll do is an eyeliner, maybe if I'm like going out or I have like a nice little event. But for the daily, I just do brow gel and mascara. I've luckily been blessed with quite thick, dark eyebrows, thanks to I think my dad mostly. So I've never filled in my brows, but I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This is such a lightweight formula. I don't love any super gluey formula brow gels. I find that they just clump up and feel really tacky on my brows. I hate that feeling so bad. So I like to keep it nice and light, and this one has never wronged me. Now I'm taking my really crusty In Need for a Replacement Shiseido eyelash curler. I always get so scared I'm gonna rip out my eyelashes, especially when I curl my lashes after I've applied mascara, because sometimes they need an extra oomph. I'm like, oh my god, is this the day that my lashes are gonna be ripped out? Now I'm going in with my Dior eyelash primer. This just helps keep your lashes in place all day. I find that it helps with keeping the curl too. And this way I'm just priming my lashes and getting them nicely separated before we apply any mascara. Now I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof mascara. I have a lot of different favorite mascaras at the moment, but I always come back to this one when it comes to summer, because I find it's my favorite volumizing waterproof mascara, and all my other ones are not waterproof, so we're doing this one today. I'm just kind of blinking as I apply the mascara and really focusing it on the outer edges so I get that like more almost like fake lash cluster effect. My camera died and it's probably been an hour, but we're back. I actually have not wiped off my powder yet, so let's do that now. I'm just taking a random little fluffy brush. Honestly, the longer you let your setting powder bake, the more snatched you'll be. So maybe it's a good thing my camera died. Now to fix up this harsh line that you guys see on my face, we're gonna go in with powder blush. This is another tried and true of mine. I think there used to be a Milani symbol there, but obviously no more. This is the Milani Dolce Pink Baked Powder Blush. I'm gonna go in with this really old Urban Studio blush brush, another one of my super tried and true old staples. And I'm just gonna start to blend in that like kind of harsh contrast between the concealer, setting powder, and cream blush, just melting everything back together. And this one has a nice little shimmer as well, so we love that because it's summertime and we want all the glow, all the shimmer that we can get. I'm gonna go ahead and take my fluffy brush that we just used and kind of blend it out a little bit so it's not so harsh. Then I'm taking the Dior powder blush. This is in Rosy Glow Pink. My Makeup by Mario F3 brush, and I'm gonna take the larger side, lightly dust it. This is a really lightly pigmented blush, which is nice. I just like to use it to kind of like top it off, but it does have a beautiful pink hue. One thing I've learned about makeup is that it's honestly not a bad idea to kind of just layer a bunch of products until you get your desired look. Like I used to be afraid of using more than one product per genre, if that makes sense, but I find it so fun to layer, especially when it comes to blush. I just think it gives almost like Pinterest girl makeup look. Now to really lock in the glow, we're gonna go in with this gorgeous highlighter from Rare Beauty. I am obsessed with this. I've had it probably for over a year. Use it every single day. Look how little has come off. This is gonna last me so long. And I'm gonna take the other side of that Makeup by Mario brush lightly. I'm literally gonna tap it, you guys. Tap. This goes such a long way. Literally stunning. I'm gonna go over my nose as well. I'm gonna go in with this smaller, more precise flat brush. I'm gonna go ahead and place that on the inner corner. And I'm gonna do the brow bone as well. Do you see that? Do you see that? Glow, girl, glow. Now for lips, this is literally my favorite part. I think I have perfected my new favorite lip combination. This just, oh. Okay, we're gonna take the Milk Makeup stain. This is actually also a lip stain, so it's really nice. Put it over like a lip balm. It looks really pink and crazy, right? Bear with me now. I'm taking the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao. This is such a nice, almost like grayish brown tone, which is a nice contrast to the super pink lip stain. Okay, now for the start of the show, this is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil in Princess Cut. Just look at the shade and the shimmer. Are you guys ready for this? Oh my god. Literally insane. I'm obsessed with this lip gloss, and it's like minty too, which is so nice. The color is insane. It's delectable. And now to set my makeup in place, we're gonna take the Milani Make It Last Dewy Setting Spray. This supposedly is a 16-hour wear. It might be true, I'm not really sure. And now we are all done. Glowy, gorgeous, fabulous. What other synonyms? So that is my current everyday makeup slash glam. I feel like it's really easy and it's a nice simple base that you can always add on to. I love that it's so glowy and shimmery too for the summertime, as I mentioned like a million times. Let me know if you guys try this out yourself and what you think. I hope you enjoyed. I will link all the products down below in the description box below if you are interested. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Mwah. Love you.